There's a decision sitting in your head right now. Maybe it's small, an email you haven't sent. Maybe it's bigger, a relationship, a job, a version of your life you keep circling but never landing on. And you've been telling yourself you're still thinking about it. I want to challenge that, because I don't think that's what's actually happening. You call it thinking it through. You've called it that for 3 weeks now, maybe 3 months. Here's the question that matters. In 3 weeks or 3 months, what new information have you actually gathered? What changed? If the answer is nothing, then you weren't thinking. You were stalling with a very convincing costume on. But what if you already know the answer? What if you knew it the first day? Most of the time, we don't lack clarity. We lack the willingness to act on the clarity we already have. Because the moment you act, you're exposed. You could be wrong. You could fail publicly in a way that still thinking about it never risks. Overthinking feels productive. It feels like work. That's exactly why it's the perfect disguise. It has all the trappings of effort, the mental spinning, the pro-con lists, the late-night spiraling, without any of the risk of actually doing something. It lets you feel like you're working on the problem while guaranteeing nothing changes. Because as long as you're thinking, you never have to be wrong. You never have to act and fail. And I understand why that's appealing. Failure is uncomfortable. But here's what nobody tells you. The discomfort of thinking about it forever is just failure happening in slow motion. You're not avoiding the pain. You're just stretching it out over months instead of feeling it in one moment and moving past it. You're not overthinking. You're stalling in a nicer outfit. So here's what I want you to do. Stop asking yourself, what should I do? That question has kept you stuck for weeks. Ask a different one instead. What am I afraid happens if I do it wrong? Sit with that question honestly. Most of the time, the fear underneath isn't even about the decision itself. It's about what the decision says about you if it doesn't work out. And once you see that clearly, the decision itself usually gets a lot easier to make.